Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Rio De Niro, and welcome back to Getting Down to Business. Yo, this is episode 3. Can you believe it's already been episode 3? We just, last week we did a lot. And Kiosha, like, how do you feel about that first episode we actually did visually?
You know, it was amazing. The response is amazing. So just happy, really, really happy to now you can put a face with a name and we can get down to business together. So super excited to be here on episode 3.
Yeah, definitely excited. And, like she said, we got a lot of great response and things like that. Today, we really going to get down to business some more. We're going to cover a couple of topics that is very important for you, especially if you're in business and personal.
Right.
And Miss Kiosha's been doing a lot of research on this stuff. So,
Yeah. So if you've not heard, there's been so much talk in regards to Bank of America and the small business loan as well as the personal loan. I feel like the personal mortgage is getting a lot more press than the small business one, which is the reason why I wanted to bring it up today, because of course, we're always talking about how we can get down to business. But if you've been rocking with the Ballers Club long enough, you know that we're also looking out for you personally. So we have a great and amazing show that's talking about that program and how you can take advantage of it.
hey, look, I'm ready. So I know you got some stuff to show us, and I know everybody would just love to see that. So let's get on down to that.
Let's get down to business. I wish I could sing. Wouldn't that be amazing if I
That
could
would.
sing, and I could give y'all a couple of bars, you know what I'm saying, of what I got going on. But let's talk about the Bank of America introducing the Community Affordable Loan Solution. And now it is geared towards Black or African American, however you identify, and Hispanic-Latino communities. So I just want to really just jump into this because I'm so excited about it, right? So the neighborhoods that they are targeting in the U.S. is Charlotte, North Carolina, Dallas, Texas, Detroit, Michigan, which I'm from Michigan.
Your hometown.
Well, that's not my hometown.
Well, it was close enough.
We got Los Angeles, California, and Miami. Now,
I'm just wondering, did they have Chicago on there?
they don't, but they're going to be expanding, they say, in 2023. So it could be coming to a city near you.
Okay.
So that's something to, keep an eye out on. So let's just get down to what the program is going to do for individuals who are living in these particular neighborhoods in the U.S. And so basically, I'm trying to sum it all up is with this loan solution, it allows individuals in those neighborhoods to be able to purchase their own home. And now we know the credit guidelines for being able to purchase a home, the monies that you need for closing costs and et cetera, that goes along with being able to purchase your own home. That can be costly.
Very.
It can be very costly, as well as you have to have a strong personal credit history. So this particular program, what's special or unique about it, the credit guidelines are based on factors as timely rent, utility bills, phone bills, auto insurance payments. And it requires no mortgage insurance, so no PMI. So I don't know if you've ever gone through the mortgage process, but sometimes when your credit isn't as strong, or if you qualified for like a FHA loan, it's required to have that PMI, that private mortgage insurance, which increases your monthly mortgage payment every single month. So eliminating that's huge all by itself, as well as there's no minimum credit score. No
Oh man, that's
minimum
huge.
credit score.
Like, I can't believe that they're going off of your payments and things like that. That's like, For real?
For real, for real. So I happen to know someone who is taking advantage of this program, and they actually said they're only asking for three of those things, three on time payments. So that could be, like they said, so it could be your rent. If you know that you're always staying on top of that, your utility bills, your phone bill, your auto insurance payments. So you only need three.
I wonder how they're getting that information. Now, how are they confirming that that information is accurate? I'm curious because I wonder if maybe they go through your bank account to check the payments you make,
Maybe.
or are are they calling landlords? I'm just
Well,
curious about that.
yeah. Well, I know just, because I've been a renter as well, you can request copies of all of that. Like I went back like 5 years. I was like, just give it all to them. So if you know that that's something that you are strong in, your auto payments as well, that could
Hmm.
be something as well that you use. So whatever three things that you know that you've been doing really well in, make sure that those are the three things that you're going to use for
And
this
you know what I'm
program.
wondering as well? This is probably more stuff that we could find out from your friend that's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how if you say that your payment is due, your rent payment is due on the first.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, most companies let you wait to you could go as long as the 15th. You know, before it becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
When they talk about late payment, are they talking about late that goes on your credit as a past 30 days type of deal or past 50? I'm just wondering because there's a lot of people. I remember I've had a situation before where I thought that, oh my God, this is not going to report as on time because they have those companies like Rent Karma and things like that that report to your credit.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I made a payment in between the first and the 15th, and I was hoping it didn't show up as a late payment, but it doesn't. So when I talked to them, that wouldn't show up on your credit as late. Late is when you go to the to the point where they're taking action on
Right.
you.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if that's the same, steps that they take. Just curious about it because
Well,
it's a new
I
thing.
plan to dig a whole lot deeper because I'm really interested in seeing this process happen from start to finish. And I feel like, this person is close enough to me that I can ask those
Okay,
types of questions. So I'm going to make sure that I put that on my list and actually see, are they looking just for consistency, that they're seeing it every single time, or are they really doing their due diligence, like your phone bill is due on the 15th and you paid 1 month on the 16th? Does that count against you?
right.
So I will look into that and I will see. So also what I learned in that conversation, because you don't want to just say just Dallas or Detroit, right? So they're going by counties as well.
Mm,
So just because you're in Dallas proper, there are other counties that can be included in this. So you want to make sure when you give them a call, just let them know what county you're in so that you can see if you qualify.
that's good to know.
That's amazing info because some people will be like, oh, well, I don't live in Los Angeles County. I live in such and such. Just see, give them a call. We're going to have all the links that you need so that you can give them a call, reach out to them, and just ask the questions, right? Because this is huge when it comes to home ownership. Like that has been something that has been so unattainable for a lot of brown skinned individuals, that to have this opportunity to be able to obtain that home ownership, and it's just like right there, like right within view,
Yeah,
and no closing costs there.
that's
Now I don't
big.
know, my question to them was, once they get further in the process, I'll find out and we'll follow up with this, is did that include the appraisal as well? So there's a lot of small cost or something that might be in it. But even if that's the case, like, please don't let that be the deterring factor for you, because I think, I don't know how much appraisals normally cost, a few $100s, hundreds of dollars. But even still, if you have to come up with the hundreds of dollars and you get to own your home, don't let that deter you.
Now, I just want to say to our viewers, if there's anybody out there that's actually going through this process and there's things that we didn't cover, please drop them in the comments so that, we could help somebody else that's trying to go through this and just make it a little bit easier. That's our whole goal, is to try to make this process easier for you.
Yeah, and that's, throughout all of Ballers Club as well. Like, if there's anything that we can clarify, anything that you want us to dive deeper into, just let us know. Something else that they say that you have to do in order to start the application process with them, which is what they have most first-time home buyers do anyway, and that's education, because it's different, right? Owning your own home. Because if you've been a renter for years and years and years, something breaks, right? You got somebody you can call and say, hey, come fix this property of yours, but when you become the homeowner, you need to understand what insurances you need. How is this going to increase your, make sure that you can afford it, make sure that you have that safety net in the event that things break down. There's other costs that might be associated with it as well, because sometimes when you're a renter, you don't have to pay everything, right? But when you're a homeowner, you do. So there is, garbage, there is water and lights and sewer and all these extra things that, if you were renting an apartment, you necessarily didn't have to worry about. So they want to make sure that you're educated on what it entails to be a home buyer. Again, do not let this be a deterring factor for you. Because this is light work when it comes to, you being able to be a homeowner. Would you agree?
Yeah, you definitely could do it. So just hey, get down to business and take care of business by understanding home ownership and what comes with it. We got to be responsible, and hey, this is yours. You want to take care of it and make sure that you'll be able to pass it on. So it's pretty important to understand those facts.
Absolutely. And so we're going to drop this link. This link is directly to B of A. And something else that I would also say, this is a SBA type of, let me make sure that I got my facts right. No, the next one is a SBA loan. I knew what I was talking about. Right?
Yeah. You're jumping ahead.
I'm jumping ahead. Okay, so we're going to drop the link so that you can go directly to the Bank of America website. It's going to have the education series that you need to take. It's going to give you some more financial education resources. It's going to talk to you about down payment, closing cost assistance that might be in your area. So that might be what, those additional costs that, because they're also partnering with nonprofit organizations in those areas to assist with other fees. So like those appraisal fees, etc., whatever might come up, you might want to work with those particular organizations to assist you with being able to get the funds that you need. And the number to Bank of America is going to be there as well. So do it. Do not let any of these things be a deterrent. And they're, like we said earlier, they're going to be expanding this program to other areas. So even if it's not quite in your area yet, jump on the education series part, right? So if you, want to be considered, or if you're thinking about purchasing a home for the first time, go ahead and take the opportunity to educate yourself on what it takes to be a homeowner.
Definitely.
All right. So what I also found was there is also a program for small business owners to assist them with down payment assistance, but this is a grant. So this isn't a
Okay.
loan.
Okay, so you get to keep that. You don't have to pay that back.
You wouldn't have to pay this back.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that.
And this program is geared, as you can see on the screen, geared to drive women and minority business growth. And now this is key here because the last program that we talked about, we were talking about, Black and brown individuals and those particular areas, but this here is for minority business owners and women business owners, right? So women as a group, as a whole, right?
And I know when we started our business, we noticed that there were a lot of opportunities for minority women and women, for business, and which is great because we're partnered in this business, and so we can take advantage of those things.
Absolutely. So with this particular program, just like some of the fine print that I went through, the business does need to be 51% owned by a minority person or woman.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So, and this is for commercial real estate loans, right? So those individuals in Bank of America in particular, they're starting with Atlanta, Chicago, Charlotte, Dallas, and Los Angeles.
Okay, Chicago got in there.
Chicago is in there. So if you have, you a need for a brick and mortar building, then voila. Now you do, so we'll get into the fine print as well because there are some stipulations surrounding this because it is, again, a grant. So grants normally have certain restrictions and eligibility requirements that are needed, but this is amazing. Again, another opportunity. Don't let the hurdles that you're going to see, this is like light work. This is light in comparison to if you just walked in off the street. And you have to, compete. So take advantage of these things that are available to you. What I learned, though, is that this isn't just a Bank of America thing. This is for any lender who has applied to be able to extend these types of loans to small business owners or minority, mostly woman-owned organizations. So I'll get into that in just a little bit. But so what this program is offering, it's offering eligible women and minority business owners will apply for the SBA 504 and 7A commercial real estate loans. So the grant portion of it, so there's two things. So let's back up because I want to be accurate. So they're assisting you with the down payment. That's the grant portion that you don't have to give back. But then let's say you're approved for $200,000, you do have to pay that back. So I want to be accurate in that and just saying that they're giving away a whole commercial property.
Right.
That's not the case. They're going to assist you with a down payment that you don't have to give back. Okay. So the commercial real estate properties must be based in the opportunity zones, which we talked about: Atlanta, Chicago, Charlotte, North Carolina, Dallas, Texas, and Los Angeles. So eligible business owners can apply for down payment grants covering up to 50% of the required injection, capped at $25,000. So that's amazing. The program eligibility requirements also necessitate, again, the 51% women or minority business ownership and owner occupancy, and 5% minimum down payment from the applicant. Okay. So what I then, because I was just going through all of this, and they have, again, the educational resources and this is, dedicated, the resources is Bank of America, and they're talking to all these entrepreneurs, how to support them, how to make sure that, their financial priorities are correct and all of that good stuff. But I thought to myself, if this is an SBA program, then there has to be other lenders that
Right.
are out there. And so we're going to drop this link in for you guys because I just thought that this was amazing. So I went to the activity report for, I felt like a sleuth, a cyber sleuth.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah,
You're out there
so
just really digging deep.
digging deep because I was like, wait, it can't just be Bank of America that's doing this, right? And so if you go, and we'll drop all these links, and so we live in where do we live at? Las Vegas, right? And so I dropped a filter on this activity report because I wanted to see who in my area is a lender for this particular type of loan, right? And I'll just put it in Las Vegas. Here we go. Take this off. Go here. Boom. So in Las Vegas, we have G Bank. You ever heard of them?
No, I haven't heard of G Bank.
Never heard of them, but they have helped 78 small business owners apply
Wow.
for these loans and have what, 205, is that million?
205 million, yeah.
Dollars, approved dollars.
That's crazy.
That's amazing. We got Metals Bank. I've heard of them. They got 30 loans. This is just in the last month. So you can get this activity report for the last 30 days and you can filter it in your area to see what lenders are approved by SBA
Right. And
to
who's
be
giving
able
out
to
the most
who's
loans?
giving out the most loans.
Oh, okay. I see you.
Right. So if we were interested in, having brick and mortar ballers club place where you can go, which one day we will, where you can go and you can have all your resources in one place and all of this stuff that we have planned for the ballers club, I would filter this report and say, well, who's working with us?
And that's who we're going to hit up first.
Right. G Bank.
We're going to go down that list, and hopefully we don't have to get to First Security Bank of Nevada because they only got one approval.
And is that because awareness, though? Because people don't know?
It could be, but visually, like when I'm looking at this, I'm just looking like G Bank is the place to go.
G Bank for Las Vegas, yes, that
Is
would
the
be
place
the,
to
that
go.
would be the place
So-
for us to go because they understand the process, they know what to do, and they
Yeah.
know how to help you cross those hurdles.
See, that's
So,
that's major. So you found this list. So you're gonna drop that link for the people?
yes, we're gonna
Okay.
definitely
So we're gonna put that in the description then. Okay.
drop the link because and it's here. This isn't, I just dove a little deeper, but yeah, this is the activity report, so you can see who's giving away those dollars, who do you want to work with, because Bank of America is just an option, right? So Bank of America might be getting more hype because nobody knows who G Bank is, but Bank of America currently isn't in my area, and what if I wanted to take advantage of that right away, right? So if you're in other places, just do this, find out who's approved to be able to do that. So definitely just want you to, we can go into a whole lot of other things and we could talk about eligibility for these different things, but we're going to drop all of those links out down there for you so that you can understand the terms and the conditions and who is eligible, because there aren't certain industries, unfortunately, you can't. So if you're looking, if this for you is going to be an investment property, unfortunately, it's not geared to you.
Right.
Right.
Because I can't see them giving out these grants, right?
Right.
For people who are just trying to
Get
multiple properties. I think these are probably just for people who need this. That's going to be where they do business, not just buying it to have multiple pieces of property.
Exactly.
Got you.
Right. So on the screen, you'll see the ineligible businesses that unfortunately you wouldn't be able to apply for this particular type of grant. So make sure that you qualify, one. So all of this is here if you need If you have questions, concerns, or if there's something that you want us to do a lot deeper dive on, or things that you want to talk about a little bit more, then we can certainly dive into that. Because when it talked about, let me see, so there's different definitions of small business that's SBA requires or defines, right?
Right.
So depending on your industry, you can be considered a small business or not considered a small business. So I'm going to drop that link as well, just so you can make sure that your entity or your industry, based on how much money, it's basically how much money you're bringing in and how many employees you actually have, is how they consider you to be a small business or not. So I'm going to drop all of this in here, all of the stuff that I looked at, so that you have access to that. But I think the biggest thing, like the game changer for me, honestly, was that having that active lender list.
Oh yeah, that's major.
That was major.
That's a big deal right there.
So we talked a lot about, tonight, about individuals who may have less than perfect credit. Talked about those individuals who might be in certain areas or neighborhoods who might have certain disadvantages. But what about, those individuals who just are looking to just really establish strong credit and presence, so that no matter where they go and how they walk in the doors, they can, have a solid footing under them? I would love to talk a little bit more about that.
So I'm happy you brought that up, because we go through a lot of credit help with people. So there's a lot of individuals and businesses that look for credit help. And one of the first things I tell everybody, anybody that calls me up, say, hey, Rio, I need help with my credit. I have no clue what's going on. What can I do? I don't know if I'll get approved for this or that. The first thing I tell them to do is that I need to see your credit. I said, are you signed up with somebody for credit monitoring, and just to see your report? And probably 99% of the time, it's no.
I wonder, Rio, why are we so afraid? What do you think that the challenges are with seeing your credit? Because I can remember a point in time where I didn't even want to look at it.
I was the same way.
I was like, I don't even want to look at it. And you're trying to remember all the things that could be, maybe that's still on there, maybe not. I'm like night and day between like how I was, like I would say even maybe like 15, 20 years ago. So talk to us just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I understand, what you're saying, because I was that same way. Because we're talking about, we've all went through it. Some people are lucky and they've never been through any bad, credit issues in their life. But there's a lot of people that has. And so when you look, you're scared to look and see how bad it is.
Wow.
And a lot of times, I give a perfect example. I have a family member who I remember a long time ago, before I understood anything about credit. I was a teenager. And I remember one time they pulled up their credit, and when he looked at it, he started crying.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa. Because it reminded him of all the mistakes he made.
Wow.
I couldn't believe the reaction. And I remember him looking at it, and he's like, I'm never going to do those things again. Because now he had a family and everything, but
right.
Before he didn't. So a lot of people are scared to look because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know how bad the credit looks and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, what we have to realize is that it's just like going to the doctor, right? They always say that men, we don't like to go to the doctor and stuff like that because we don't want to go to the doctor and they say, oh yeah, okay, cool, you got cancer. What? But if you don't go to the doctor, how are you going to find out if you do have something bad going on or not? And you don't want to just drop dead one day, right? You want to go there, find out, like, how bad is it? Or maybe I don't know, maybe it's just something small that I thought it was a big deal, but it's not a big deal. It's the same situation with our credit. We think our credit sometimes is worse than what it is, and we feel like there's no way out. And I'm telling you personally that there is a way out. But the first step is that you have to pull your credit. You have to look at it and know. Now, if you don't know how to look at your credit and you don't know, how to understand what's good and what's bad and what needs to change, well, hey, you can hit us up.
Mm-hmm.
You can hit us up and, we'll give you a free consultation and we'll go through all that stuff with you, and whatever help, you need, we'll let you know. But step one, and before you even call me, because when you call me, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you have a credit monitoring service?
Right.
If you don't, what I need you to do, in the description, we'll have a link. Go ahead, go sign up. I think we have one where I think it's $1 trial.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it'll give you your FICO scores every month. And listen, I have a credit monitoring service for me. Kiosha has one for herself. I have one for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's important because you never know when something pops up in your credit. When it pops up, it's going to give you an alert. Now, listen, a lot of people love this Credit Karma and all those little things. You know what? Those guys, they're giving you the reason why they're free. Number one, they're not giving you your FICO. Mm-hmm. Your FICO is the most important score. Okay? And
there's often like a 20 to 30 point difference in that score that they're stating versus the actual FICO score as well.
Oh yeah. It's a different score. And we're talking about the Vantage. The Vantage score is what Credit Karma uses. And they usually don't give you all three bureaus as well. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing. You don't know. Why is it important to know all three bureaus? Because you could have something on your Experian credit that's not on your Equifax or TransUnion.
And that's important too. So when you go to, let's say, purchase something or apply for something, if you have that knowledge of, hey, this organization is only going to pull from this particular bureau, and maybe just so happen that's the bureau that you're, strongest.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, okay, so this is cool. I know that I have a likelihood of being able to get approved because they're looking at this bureau. But if you're, unfortunately, I don't want to say ignorant, but if you don't understand,
if you don't
understand that, and you've not been monitoring that, then you're not going to know, and you're not going to have that confidence. You told me something, I think it was like maybe now going on like a year. So I was totally, in tune with my credit, like all the time, looking at it. But I would do either the yearly free one, because you can get a yearly free one.
Yeah.
And I will look at it and I'm like, okay, everything is good. I'm happy. But Rio made this point to me. He was like, people will put insurance on every single thing.
Everything.
But they won't put insurance, won't take the time to spend $20-$30 to put insurance on their credit and
to monitor
their credit and to help with their identity. And I wasn't doing it because I thought that I had a good pulse on it. Right. And then I didn't understand all of the features associated with being able to be on these platforms and monitor my credit. So like now I think, and it might be a bit of an obsession, but I look at mine like almost every week.
Oh yeah.
And I have it locked. I have it locked.
Oh yeah,
I have
thanks for
my
reminding
credit
me.
locked because I don't want anyone to be able to apply for anything in my name, and just having that sense of just security. So you might be asking me, well, why the heck are you looking at it every single week? Well, I'm working on some things. I got some strategy and leveraging some things. So it's just convenient for me to be able to see and know when these changes happen. I'm like, oh, yes, that impacted me the way that I wanted it to impact me. But just being able to have that control and that sense of knowing is like priceless. So the amount the amount of money that I'm paying, I spend, I don't even think about it. Like it comes out of my account and I'm not even thinking about it. But the just having that security and sense of knowing that I know where I am, I know what my scores are, and I can, I don't know, just having that sense of security has just been amazing.
Yeah, and when we talk about locking your credit, we're not talking about freezing your credit.
Oh yes,
So
totally
there's
different.
lock and freeze, and that was one of the things too. I remember when I first met Kiosha, I told her about being able to lock each individual credit bureau, and you can actually lock and unlock it instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and another thing too with that is that imagine if you go. Have you ever went somewhere and they told you, "Oh yeah, we don't check credit. It's good. Just fill out the application and you're good, right?" And if you don't have a monitoring service, you won't know if you got hit. That's
Mm-hmm.
one thing. So yeah, get the credit monitoring. But if you have your credit locked, when they try to pull your credit, it will give you a alert saying, "Hey, someone tried to pull your
Mm-hmm.
credit."
And that's even on the soft pull. So that's what you're talking about. There's a soft pull and there's a hard pull, right? And so they say, oh yeah, no, we're not gonna, ding your credit, but
But I think it's just for the hard pull.
they, so all soft pulls for me because
Oh yeah.
I had to unlock it in order for them to do the soft
Oh,
pull.
you had to. Okay, well, some people they don't. Yeah, well, some companies they even to do a soft pull they require, and some people, it all depends on what additional bureaus because we've learned there's more than just Equifax, TransUnion,
Mm-hmm.
and Experian.
Mm-hmm.
There's other companies as well. We'll get
That,
into that
yeah.
at another time because there's like we go real deep into credit. That's one of the reasons why we tell you hit us up with a free consultation. Because another reason too is that, so getting back to the whole reason why you want to get the monitoring service is not just to monitor your credit. You want to monitor your credit. You want to know your score is going to give you a updated score every month. And not only that, it's going to alert you anytime something changes. Imagine, even if if you get a new bank account, did you know if you get a new bank account, that shows up on your credit?
Mm-hmm.
So you would get alerts. So imagine if somebody stole your identity and opened up a bank account. You would immediately know. So those things are very important. So also what goes along with monitoring your credit and getting the credit service is to understand so that we can go through and understand what can you do to build your credit. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people want to focus on repairing your credit.
Right.
Now, repairing your credit is important, and you need to do that as well. And there's things and on those credit monitoring services you can also do to repair your credit. But how can you build your credit? How do you know your credit is strong enough? Do you have a great credit profile? Do you understand what's required on your credit in order to make a stronger profile? Some people say, dude, I've never been late on a payment. I've never this and that. I don't know why I'm not at 800. I could tell you why you're not at 800 by looking at your credit. So that's why it's important for us to look at it, go through it with you, and then we'll make recommendations on what you can do to increase your score. It's not that difficult once we get to dive into it. But you just saying Yeah, I got a car loan and I got a couple credit cards. I don't know why, my credit score is so low.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see. And
Yeah.
we need to look at each individual bureau. And the best way to do it, like I said, go to the description, click on the credit monitoring service link, and then you can start with a dollar trial, and then you can see everything. And you hit us up, and we'll have a consultation and we can talk about it.
Yeah. Or not. Just look at it. Understand it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would love for people, if you have questions, concerns, because we've done this a gajillion times. And I remember just trying to do it on my own and like not really seeing results. You know what I mean? So, so having someone who can really understand it, willing to do those deep dives with you to help you understand your credit, we're here for you. That's part of the Ballers Club. Just being a member of the club.
At the club.
Being in the club.
Now, I had a question for you. I don't know if you still have it. Did you have that screenshot of that offer that American Express?
Oh yeah.
You can pull it
That's
up.
cool.
Yeah.
So because we were gonna talk to people about funding, right? Because this, and I have to give it to Rio because I didn't even want American Express.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, you guys don't even know. Trust me. She didn't even know about the American Express.
I didn't want American Express.
Let me tell you guys, once you're able to get an American Express card, you need to have that in your portfolio. Your credit profile has to have an American Express card.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And it's really important as well, because how we have structured Ballers Club, there's so many when we start talking about building business credit and all of that, there's a lot of at least what I've seen, everyone try to show you how to do it just using your EIN.
Yeah, that's the hot topic.
Yeah, and that's cool if you want to do that, and it's several steps, and it takes
longer.
Yeah. But if you're in a position where you already have established good personal credit, you can be a personal guarantor for your business credit.
Baby, you can fast track.
You can fast track it. And we would not honestly have been able to do all that we've been able to do for the Ballers Club if we both didn't have great personal credit.
Correct.
Right? So I would suggest, though, if you're going to take advantage of this offer, that you take advantage of the personal one first if you have good personal credit. So if your score is 700 or above, good chance that you could be qualified for the American Express Blue card. Now, you can do whatever one you want. The blue is just the one that I decided to start with, but you can choose whichever one. But the reason I say start with your personal is to establish that current relationship with American Express. Mm-hmm. And then when you go to and you're looking for business funding, then you've already built that rapport. They understand your payment history. They already know. And then pretty much, well, I don't know. We've done this a number of times with individuals, and kind of what we're seeing is that if you've established the personal credit with them and you go to apply for your business credit, they're giving your business credit is about half the credit limit of what your personal loan is. So if you'd like to take advantage of American Express Blue Card, which is what we have done numerous times with individuals, you can do that. Earn a $200 statement credit after you spend $2,000 in purchases, which is easy. You know what? I was looking at my wallet the other day. I don't even use my debit card anymore.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Like, I haven't even seen my debit card.
You shouldn't use your debit card.
because all I'm doing is using my American Express card. I'm racking in the cash back bonuses, and so everything, gas, groceries, everything on my purse, on the personal side of things, and then I just pay it off in full each month.
Yep.
Call
That's
it
what
a
I,
day.
I have. I have that going on with my daughter. Right. The way I've trained her how to do credit is that I tell her that every time you use your credit card, you just send that payment over. So you can make multiple payments during a month, right? So you don't have to wait till the payment is due.
Right.
So for her, she has an Apple card, and she uses her Apple card for everything now. So why would I tell her use your Apple card instead of your debit card? You know why? Because she gets cash back on her Apple card. They do it fast. Within 1, 2, 3 days, they give you that cash back, and they give it to you on the little Apple Cash card. So and it just pops up. You got Apple Cash, just like that. So for her, she's getting bonus money for spending that same amount of money that she would have used her debit card for. Why are you using your debit card?
Right.
And to top it off, it helps you build your credit because they seeing you spend money and they seeing you paying it back quick, and they love that.
Now, that's one thing I will say about American Express. They are not quick with their cash back. From what I'm understanding or seeing with them is that they're trying to make sure that there's no chargebacks.
Yeah.
So they're holding on to that cash back, but still, like, they've been faithful to give it, so to give the rewards, but it's not as instant as something like the Apple card. But there is a certain when we talk about the proper credit mix and the types and the tiers of types of credit, because not all banks and financial institutions are the same.
Not at all.
When it comes to, credit limits and individuals being able to extend credit to you. So you want to have an American Express if you can get American Express. And I don't know why. Oh, I think I know why, because and there's differences in their cards as well. So there's different. We just need to do a segment on
we're gonna do a whole
and charge cards
we
and corporate
got a whole
cards
thing going
and
on
all
with
of that.
So I do want you to finish showing them
Yes.
the details on that. So I remember you was going through that, and
Okay. So with this American Express Blue Card, everyday Blue Card, you can earn a $200 statement credit after you spend $2,000 in purchases on the card within the first 6 months of the card membership. So that should be super easy to do if you are simply using it every single day for every single purchase, right?
So quick question: this is an offer? So how do they get this offer?
I hope you're going to put the link in the description.
Oh, so I got to so I got to put the link
Yeah.
in the description. Okay. So here again, we got another link. So go to the link in the description so you could get this offer.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Please do. So again, no annual fee, which I love about this. 3% cash back on online retail purchases on up to $6,000 per year in purchases. Then everything after that, 1%, 3% back at the supermarket, which I thought was like super crazy. I love that. When I first seen it, I was at Albertsons, which is a local grocery store here, and I was like, oh, that's good, because I feel like they're pretty expensive. So just to get that little
we go back and forth with which grocery stores we think are more expensive. She likes to go to a place called Smith's, and that to me is the bougie grocery store. But anyway, do your thing.
Yeah. So this card is going to give you 3% back on gas stations and then 1% on every other eligible purchase. So they have, like most offers, you can get statement credits with the Hulu and the Disney, and then they have something called Home Chef. But anyway, this is the card to have. Again, as we talk about building your credit and building business credit, I personally think PG is the way to go if your credit is strong enough to support you, just so that you can have that instant access and instantly, and we'll talk about this more, instantly be able to have the Paydex scores and the DMB scores and all of that good stuff. So you can just kind of fast track your business credit growth. So this is super cool. We're going to have the link for you. You can learn more. You can apply if you would like to do so. So there you have it, folks.
Okay, so you guys have all that information. Now, I just want to throw it out there that this is not a sponsored video. American Express,
I wish.
they ain't give us no money. It's just something that we know is major. And I know that you probably see a lot of other YouTubers out there that talk about American Express. They talk big on it because it's major. And it
major.
really helps you with your business, telling you, establish a personal relationship with American Express, then establish the business relationship with American Express. If you don't do it that way, it could still work. If you go straight to the business, it can still work if your credit's strong enough. But what I'm saying is easier because you literally log it into your personal American Express and then you go and click on apply for business. So they already know, oh yeah, we know who you are. So makes it real easy.
Makes it super easy.
So jump on that. And same thing with the credit monitoring. We don't get paid as a sponsor. We don't get paid as a sponsor from them. But you can go ahead and take advantage of that because we know everybody needs credit monitoring. So click on the credit monitoring service in the description. And all the links that we mentioned, we talked about the SBA stuff, all that stuff. You go check it out because it's going to help you.
And I just want to mention one other thing just really quickly about the credit monitoring service, because what keeps sticking in my head is when you told me, like people will insure everything except for their personal identity, and be willing to spend that. But we spend $15-$20 on Hulu, Netflix, anything that we will do a subscription for.
Yeah.
And you're not even watching that particular program all the time. You're not, it's not adding that much value that something like a credit monitoring service could do. So folks, please don't cheat yourself. Really, honestly, it is critical in your journey for increasing and building your credit. And we're going to be coming out with a whole lot of content for you in regards to building your credit and building your business credit, because it's so important for you to be able to have access to that capital and the funding that you need so that you can keep balling.
So it sounds like when you're talking about all that stuff that we're going to be, talking about later on, or giving people access to, what is that thing that you're talking about?
Yeah, no, I get excited about anything Ballers Club. Yeah. So we have a book that is coming out when we are telling everyone, look at the screen. It's somewhere. Bling. The no bullshit guide to launching your business LLC. And there we are going to be giving you our journey, and we are simply just giving you the steps, no filters or no fluff, just
no bullshit.
No bullshit. Because we honestly fell down a whole lot of rabbit holes, and we made a few mistakes along the way, and it would just have been nice if someone would have said, don't do that. So we're here to tell you, don't do that. And these are the things that we did on our journey. So we hope that it'll help you. It is coming to you soon. So excited.
And, it's funny because I actually helped some friends before, giving, the book out. So I've actually helped them to avoid some of the pitfalls.
I know.
That we went through. Yeah. So that's now so cool. you guys are going to get that in the book directly. And trust me, we've been working hard on it. And we're being perfectionists right now about it. That's why it's not out. You already saw the cover and everything, but
And two, not only, it's not that we're totally being perfectionists in it, it's that we keep learning so much. And everything we're like, oh, we got to put it in the book. Oh, we got to put it in the book. Oh, we got to put it in the book, because we honestly feel like, we just want to pride ourselves on being people who are transparent, people who are sound, and we want to make sure that we're putting out a quality product, because we don't want to bullshit you with the no bullshit guide, right?
Right.
So that's the whole reason why, and the whole point why we're trying to make sure that it is robust and that it is, sound. So that's it. And there's something else that I was going to say. Oh, we have to retract a statement.
Oh, go ahead. Let's go ahead and put you on the screen. You got all your information. Do you know what you need to do? Do you need a phone or anything? You good?
I'm good.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, because I'm just going to give you guys the link, because now the show has been already long, and thank you so much for, sticking in and to the end. But we had an analogy last show about bull and bear market.
Mm-hmm.
And I just made an assumption that made sense to me, and it wasn't correct. So
she got me too, guys. I liked it.
Good.
It sounded good. And I was like, I never looked it up, so I think it's good. That's why, you know what? No matter what people tell you, you still got to fact check.
Fact check.
You got to fact check, so go ahead.
Yeah. So I fact checked, because I had never looked up what a bull market was and a bear market was. And from what I learned, the bear market was, way back in pioneering, way back days. It just was a symbol of, declining prices. And so I'll give you the link of what I looked at. I went to a few different ones, and a lot of people were, there was some conflicting thoughts about, how the bear actually, swipes down his paw for his prey, and bulls, how they run and all of that. But there's just like kind of, where I had that on the tip of my tongue. What is the epithet? Anyway, the beginning, the source, the genesis of how things kind of are established. There's a story.
I don't know.
Anyway, so we're going to give you just that little brief blip, so that you can really know where it came from. I like my interpretation as well, but
I like her interpretation as well. I'm not gonna lie. It sounded cool. Like, dude, bears in hibernation. That means we just chilling. We ain't investing. We hibernating right now. And bulls are hype. They don't hibernate. That sounded good to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that wasn't right. So we want to pride ourselves on being right and having accurate information. So I'm not afraid of when I make a mistake that I can retract. I'm a big girl, and I can let you know what the real and true meaning of a bull market and a bear market is. So that's going to be on the in the description box as well.
Hey, I appreciate you. See, that's what that's the best. I like that. So, this was a great show. Tons of information. I hope you guys learned stuff. Don't forget to check in the description. I know that there's people out there that's needing that information. Go down there and get it. Use it. It's free.
Share it.
It's free. Come on. Let's jump on it. So we appreciate your time and everything. And you guys might have noticed that we're like in sports gear. We were in 49er stuff. That's because this is Football Sunday. So right after this, we're going to go watch the game. Hopefully my Niners win. They're playing the Bears. If they don't, I'm going to have to wear
Bears.
I'm going to have to wear a Bears jersey because I'm on another podcast, and I made a bet with my brother that, hey, if Niners lose, I got to wear a Bears jersey. So by the time you guys see this episode, the Niners have already won or they lost.
Yikes.
I don't know.
Hopefully they won.
We're going to see. I don't know. We're gonna see. But, hey, thank you guys again for watching Getting Down to Business. Another wonderful episode 3. Yeah, we're loving it. And I'm going to give it to you, Kiyoshi.
Hey, thank you again for watching this show. You got all the links. Make sure that you subscribe, that you like, that you share with someone, because that's what we're doing. We're just sharing information. So till next time, you keep balling.